10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Through Black and White Eyes. Expecting a quiet night tonight, obviously, with the match being on and most people at the game and stuff like that. For all of you who want to listen to us rabbit on about what's going on at Newcastle, welcome. It's got to be done, hasn't it? There is a link if you would like to become a member. There it is. It's at the top of the chat. It's just 99p, guys. Super Chat's bottom right-hand corner. What we're going to do now with the Super Chats from now on, normally we do give them to charity, but we are still going to give it to charity, but in a different way. What we're going to do is when we get guests on, we're going to give them money to their chosen charity. So great news. Monday night, 8:15, Graham Bailey's coming on. I know he's not everyone's favourite, but it's great to have somebody like that, big name, coming on the channel to discuss transfer news. And he has got a chosen charity, which is Butterwick Hospice. So that's who we're going to be donating £50 to. And please, if anyone super chats, we will be doing the same with them. Keep comments respectful, all that sort of stuff. Matt, great to see you in the chat. Roger, as always, as well. Emily, great to see you there. And Ian as well. Half-time in the friendly 1-1. Ramsey saved a penalty. Matt Targett, our new number 9, scored a great header. And Park has really played his part as well. If you want to know all about Park, we did a show on him a month ago when we knew he was close to signing. And that worked out really well. I'm just surprised at how quickly he's been featuring. So I'm very, very impressed. Right, Gaz, how are we doing?
Not too bad. I've noticed something, Baz, and I'm going to pull you up on it.
Go on.
You keep calling him a Ramsey.
Do I?
Yeah. You've done it about 3 times. No, you did on the last one.
Sugar. Yeah, I do keep calling him Ramsey, don't I? Why do I do that?
No idea.
Oh,
it was that's the guy who plays for Villa.
Yeah. He saved the penalty anyway. Brilliant.
Aye, Ramsey.
Okay. Jessica, great to see you in the chat as always as well. I've got a structure to the show to try and keep Gary on the straight and narrow.
League transfer.
I know sometimes that can be difficult. But first of all, we'll start with this because I thought this was absolutely hilarious. I did tweet out, I think this is, Matt Targett's going tonight. He said a kick up the backside because he was left in South Korea. Obviously, Frank Chipperfield having everybody on strings, all of the Premier League, except Newcastle fans. I think we're starting to cotton onto it now, thank God. I mean, I've been caught out by him twice, but just hilarious, guys, that all the fan base were like, no wonder why they can't sign a player. Look at this, they've left one of their own in South Korea and that.
I love the account, mate. I think it's absolutely hilarious. I've said it before, it reminds us of another certain account about 4 years ago that used to be on here, and it's absolute quality. Was that the Mike Ashley one? Yeah, the Mike Ashley one. It's very similar banter, and honestly, it's hilarious. One of the funniest things I couldn't stop laughing at was when the Isak news broke a few weeks ago, and a minute in he put, what's happening with James Trafford?
Yeah.
Just so it was hilarious. But but it was funny. And to be honest, they've put it on TalkSport and everything about my Target.
Have they? See, it just shows you, doesn't it? It just shows you.
It just shows you that anybody can write bollocks, and then it just goes everywhere.
Exactly.
people have done YouTube videos about it and like TikTok. Legit how they've done it and all.
TikTok videos, it went absolutely viral. It just shows you that if you get enough people behind you, you can say as many stupid things as you like. Reminds me of a very certain thing that was said about me. But there we go. Which is all a load of rubbish, as always. Right, next one. Martin Dubravka out the door. Now, obviously, we've had our little funny stuff about how many goalkeepers we've got. We keep signing them. We had 6 at one point. They're finally starting to leave. Now, we'll always have 4, because I'll always keep saying this. Forget about Ruddy. Forget about Gillespie. They are there for in training. All they're there for. But it was daft that we had the Greek goalkeeper. We had Dubs. We had Pope. And then Ramsdale was coming in as well. And we were thinking, for crying out loud, 6 goalkeepers. But is this the right move? Should we have sold Pope instead, or is the right move selling Dubravka?
It's probably the right move, to be honest. I think they were both, him and Pope are nearly out of contract anyway. So, but I think it was the right time. Look, need disrespect to Burnley, but I feel sorry for him because he could have had an absolutely huge payoff 6 months ago. I mean, look, Vic, good luck to him in the Premier League, like, because he's still there and he's still a Premier League goalkeeper. I mean, we wouldn't have lifted that trophy without him as well. Yeah. He was a big part of that trophy run. And he, look, apart from one part of his Newcastle career where he just was a bit daft. He kept, but be fair to him, unlike somebody who's just sitting doing absolutely nothing at the minute, at least he had the balls to come back, say I made a mistake and just get on with it. So it's like, I respect him for that, and I wish him all the best. I really do. He's definitely one of those players that will come back to St. James's Park one day and get a good ovation. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. He's been a very good servant for it, and obviously his best moment by a mile was Man United, his debut.
Yeah, his debut.
Absolutely quality. So
I was there. Who scored the winner? Who scored the winner?
It was. Do you know what it is? Off the top of my head, it was either somebody like Matt Ritchie or Matty Longstaff. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was Matt Ritchie.
Matt Ritchie.
I don't even think Matty Longstaff was even in the squad then.
No, I just remember there was 2 victories over Matt Longstaff and Ritchie, and they were both very similar. Yeah, the goals, and that was I can see it now. The Ritchie shot, I can see it.
Yeah. I was far end. I was in the Gallagher. I was at the far end. That was great. I mean,
Longstaff was at the Gallagher, and that one was at the Enhancement.
That's right.
Yeah.
He pulled about 6-7 saves that day as well, didn't he? He was absolutely fabulous.
It wasn't just his saves for me, because it was his catching, his command of the box. He was like, every cross that come in by Man United, he was out to catch it. And I thought, I remember at the time we didn't pay much for him. I'm thinking, bloody hell, we've got a gem here, mate. And I mean, look, we've spent a lot of money over the years on absolute garbage that we haven't got our money's worth for, but he has been very good value for money. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. Right, that moves us on to the Isak saga. Right. So I know we've got to talk about it, but we don't want to. But we have to. I don't understand where it's all come from. Now, Craig Hope says a year ago he heard about Isak's unrest. But then there was a Sky Sports interview on the 20th of March this year. I've described how much I love the City Eye club and how much I like it there. Alexander Isak speaks out about his love for Newcastle United, aim rumours of his future of his club. Now, if there was issues, he wouldn't be doing interviews like that. So I don't get how we got from March to now. I don't get it.
Look, there's 2 ways you can look at here. He's either a bare-faced liar, right? And he's been lying through his teeth since he's been here, or legitimately in the last month and a half, everything is just changed. somebody's got into his head and the whole thing changed. It's one of those two scenarios. But I've heard everything from him being tapped up in January to him only finding out recently. And when Hope said 12 months ago he was a bit unhappy or whatever he said, but I didn't understand that one either. Yeah, we hadn't qualified for the Champions League, but nobody forced him to sign that 5-year contract. He decided to sign it. So how we can be upset after 2 years is beyond me. I mean, we'd literally qualified for the Champions League already in that 2-year period that he was here.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
what do you
I
make
don't
of Eddie
understand
Howe's,
it.
what do you make of Eddie Howe treating them in the way he has? Is he right, telling them to train by himself and not inviting them to the family day?
I think it's disgraceful from Howe. No, I don't actually. I think Howe's 100% correct. I think Howe's been absolutely brilliant with this Isak situation from top to bottom. He's been superb. Keeping him out tonight, not having him anywhere near the stadium because it wouldn't have been pleasant. It's clever from him because right now we still don't know what's happening. We still don't know. I've got my opinion, but I wouldn't bet my house on him being here, or I wouldn't bet my house on him not being here. So it's one of those. But Eddie Howe is 100% correct in what he's done. He's handled it brilliantly, and I just that's one of the best passionate rants I've heard from Howe when he said, "We are Newcastle United. You've got to earn the right to train more." And that is basically him having a dig in a professional manner. And I just think what he's done. Look, you want to move, fine. Players move left all the time. But what you do is you do it the correct way. I've seen a lot of players leave Newcastle United and do it the correct way. He hasn't. He's been like a kid throwing his toys out the pram and stuff like that. And you know what it is? He's dropped her right in the shit now because of the timing he did it.
I don't get it. It's the timing. Why, if you really wanted to leave, why were you not putting a transfer request in or asking to leave right at the start of the window when Arsenal needed a striker, Liverpool needed a striker? They've both gone out and signed big players. Why Chelsea have signed 2 strikers? I don't get the timing. It just feels off.
Whoever advised him on that timing, right, hasn't got a clue about football.
Well, we've seen his agent, haven't we? We've seen the stable his agent has.
Well, it's like, do you know what it is? But then again, he's a 25-year-old man, and when I was 25 years of age, I certainly wouldn't listen to an agent tell me everything what to do. I would have had a brain inside my head as well and went, maybe that's not the best decision. But I just don't understand it. I don't get it. The one thing for me is I don't get the timing. The timing is stupid. He could have done it in May. He could have done it in the end of May. He could have done it at the beginning of June. He waited for Arsenal and Liverpool to get a striker. Then do it. What is that like? Being an arsehole because you wanted to go and you want to drop us in it a bit, and I don't know. I'll tell you what I think's happened. This is what I think's happened. I think Liverpool have been in touch. I think they've asked for Isak and his availability. I think we've said he's not for sale. We've made a move for Ekatike as possibly his replacement in 2 years' time because they've had maybe inklings he's not going to be here. Liverpool have thought, well, Ekatike is our second choice. They're not selling Isak. We've got to make the move now. They've made the move, beat me to it, because it's Liverpool, obviously. And he's completely threw his toys out the pram and dropped us right in the shit.
Potentially. Do you think it's his, I think it's his agent, personally.
You know what it is? I don't understand it. You're 25 years of age, right? Newcastle are fighting at the top. Right. You're not going to spend the rest of your career there. I get that. I fully get it. I never thought he would anyway. All he had to do was stay at a football club that's fighting near the top in the Champions League and have one more good blood year. That's all he had to do.
All we wanted was one more year, didn't we? We all said, I reckon, one more year and he's gone.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm an agent of Isak, I'm going, by the way, Lewandowski's going to leave Barcelona next year, so they need a striker, right? Yeah. Real Madrid, one more dodgy season, and I guarantee they're going to be looking big.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich, Harry Kane's pushing 33 now. All these huge names in football need a striker next year.
PSG would probably look to push on again next season after this season. I don't think he would go this season. He might now, potentially. But I think next season, I think they would have looked for a striker to really push their Champions League campaigns.
The problem is now is Liverpool. Obviously, they've got a situation now where they probably do need a striker because of what's happened a few weeks ago, and obviously they've sold Núñez and they've sold Diaz. But you've got to think to yourself now, you're paying £90 million for a striker to be on the bench. Now, we were mentioning it, saying playing the two of them together, but we had little inklings that how was going to change the formation. That's why we had that in our head.
Yeah.
But I can't see Liverpool changing what they do.
No,
it won't make sense with the midfielders they've got and everything like that. And I've got this feeling now that, I think they'll put the money down for Isak, no doubt about it. But I think they're going to be looking at a left winger now, personally. That's what I think their main target is right now. I just think they're sitting waiting with Isak and going, well, we'll try and do it if it comes up. But you know what it is? Michael Edwards is the best out there, and he'll wait a year for it to go down. He'll not rush because he'll know I'll get this deal done in a year's time. He'll wait. Yeah. Absolute idiot. Isak, absolute idiot. And do I believe he's completely said he's not playing for the club again? No, I don't think that's true.
Well, he's never come out and said anything, has he? We get all these people. He's come out and he said he only wants Liverpool. Come out and said this. Come out and said that. He hasn't. He's not said nothing. Yeah, Harrison's come on for the second half.
For me, I think
it's tails between his legs now.
Yeah, so do I. And I think the problem he's got now is, I've seen somebody mention this on Twitter as well, and I think this person's right. Don't expect to see Alexander Isak anytime in August if he's still here. No. You will not see him on that pitch. You won't see him until after the window shuts. That's the next time you will see him, because then fans will know, right, well, he's here till no this time. And this will be in Howe's mind. It'll not be in his mind. It'll be in Howe's mind. And he's definitely not going to play at Villa. He's not going to be match fit. Even if we decided to play him, he's going to be nowhere near match fit.
He's potentially got a little niggle. We don't know. But he's training by himself, so he's not training with the players.
I'm telling you now. No, I'm telling you now, if he didn't want to be amongst the players and he says, I'll do it myself, he wouldn't be going to Newcastle's training ground to train. He's following every rule that Eddie Howe's given him.
Yeah.
Basically, you come in the afternoon and he's following it. He's done it 3 days in a row now.
Yeah.
So, and then Howe left about an hour after the players left, and obviously during that hour, he didn't go and speak to him, did he? No.
We know Eddie Howe was talking to him. This was a rumour that I heard from 2 different people. So the big rumour I've heard from 2 different people is Isak, I was not invited to the family day, which we know he wasn't. He has spoken to Howe and was very apologetic. Whispers of a new contract with a release clause. Now that would make sense to me. Obviously, give him if we don't qualify for Champions League football, this is how much you're allowed to go for to clubs in the Champions League. This, that, and this, put stipulations in it. But the big question is, would you welcome him back? And 62% of people out of 902 votes said they would. 13% think just sell him now. Some say let him rot in the under-21s. I would love to do that, but PSR's a bitch. And there's obviously 14% are that sick of the saga, they're not bothered anymore. Whereabouts do you sit in there?
I want what's best for Newcastle United, and I would sell them and get the money. But we cannot sell him unless these people in charge get their fingers out and buy his replacement.
Yeah,
because
at least 2 strikers in before we even consider it.
Yeah, you can't sell him, right? If I see his replacement come in, sell him, get as much money as you can, and then transform the club in the next 2 years, right, with that money. What we're going to do, like, keep him, give him another contract, and then say bye to him in a year, probably for a bit cheaper. It's all. Look, it's going to take a lot for me to forgive him.
Yeah,
I don't care what he's done. I keep saying I won a trophy. Well, I'm sorry, like it's
team
like
won the trophy. It's not just an individual player.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you look at a lot of his goals were created by Jacob Murphy and people like that. And I'm sorry, like you didn't do it yourself. I think the problem we've got here is do the Newcastle players want him back? I think that's the issue here. I think Howe would work out a way to get him back. I think he would welcome him back on this and that, but I want 100%. I will make sure to the press I get you 100% into it and all that. Howe will work out a way, but I can't see I think there'll be the odd player. I think Trippier and people like that will welcome him back just because Trippier look at it this way. Look, I need to be a captain. He's going to need some form of support. He's made a mistake. Some players are just going, nah, buggy. Basically, people like me who are just like impatient bastards who will just.
You can understand, to be fair.
Yeah, it's all dependent on the person, and clearly he riled Joe Linton up. That's obvious. So it's what it is. It's like the one thing I will give that football club, them players, is they are a very tight knit group, and they like a positive atmosphere as much as they possibly can, and Howe wants the same. And they're not going to have a bad egg coming into the dressing room. And he needs to apologise. If he comes back, he needs to apologise and go, look, I made a mistake. I'm sorry, but as ridiculous as this sounds, the only way I see Alexander Isak getting back into this club, he's got to sign a contract.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to, like, basically put his whole career here. He doesn't have to do that. He can put stuff in his contract, but he has to show some commitment because a lot of fans won't take him
We'll
back.
see through it. We'll see through it if he doesn't sign a contract. And
yeah, a lot of fans will take him back. They'll forgive and forget because he'll score a couple of goals and he'll be back Alexander Isak. But a lot of players won't. And a lot of fans won't forget. And he's not Alan Shearer.
No.
Who the fans idolised. He's a very, very popular footballer at Newcastle. There's no doubt about it. But he's not an idol. I'm a bit just going off on certain things here. I always base on football as what kids wear on their tops because we all wore Shearer 9 tops. And I'm telling you now, I've got 2 kids upstairs. They've got about 8 tops hanging in their cupboards, and not one of them has got Isak on the back. They've never chose him over the 2 years. And every time I go and watch, like, the kids go and play out and they're playing with their friends, nobody's got an Isak top on. It's like it's a funny one for me. He's not as popular as he thinks he is. I'm telling you now.
In the day with Shearer and things like that, I mean, Shearer was just a god, wasn't he? And then you think of the players around him. There's not many players that like Robert on the back or Solano or Gareth Speed or Rob Lee. Gareth Speed was a great player for us, but no one went out and put his name on the shirt, did they? Everyone wanted Shearer 9, and we don't really have a number 9 now. So everyone's who's the next best thing? Bruno.
Well, it's nobody's going to wear the 9 other. It's got to be a striker for me. It can't be.
No, I got just Bruno's the name that everyone goes for, aren't they?
That's what the kids have got.
Because of his love for the football club and how good he is, everyone wants his name on the back of the shirt, don't they?
I've got Bruno pictures, and the kids have got Bruno pictures. They've got Bruno tops. They've got. The little one's got a Bruno bag that he wanted for school. Why do the kids love Bruno Guimaraes? Because Bruno Guimaraes has got that for this football club. It's there. and it shines through every time people watch him. Isak's the main man because Isak's the goal scorer. He's the expensive one. But he hasn't got that.
No.
And that's what the kids like. That's what fans go to. The player that will give you 110%. That's what Bruno is. And Tonali's another one. I see a lot of Tonali shirts everywhere.
Yeah.
And Kyle's got a couple of them. And it's like another one who literally doesn't have to be a goal scorer now. You just have to show some bottling commitment at this football club.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I loved. They probably haven't sold one shirt of his in the last 5 weeks at the shop.
Well, I would hope not.
No, I'd be shocked if they have, mate. But it's but look, he might come back. I don't know yet. I think it all depends on the replacement, and it's the way it is. But I'm sick of it now. I just want a decision: either piss off or stay. That's the way I'm looking at it now. I'm done with it.
Right, moving on. Sesko turned us down, but why? So, this is where people are going to get probably angry with me, to be completely honest with you.
Keep talking. I'm just going to put my light on.
Yeah. So, there's a very good reason why Sesko turned us down. There's a very good reason why a lot of players have turned us down. We're not as big in world football as everyone in a Newcastle shirt with Newcastle eyes think we are. You know, Man United, yes, they finished 15th, 16th last year, right? But they've still got the pull as a football club. They've got 10 times the following that we have across the whole world, which is horrible because they're wank. They're a club in disarray. They're a club who have got two sort of separate owners. One wants to push the club forward. One doesn't care. But as soon as Man United wanted Sesko, that for me, I was just like, we don't have the right people in our football club at the moment to turn Sesko's head like we used to have. If we had Amanda or Ashworth, I think we could have challenged Man United for Sesko a lot better than what we did. Easily. I reckon we would have turned his head and he would have come to us. But the people we've got doing our work for us don't have that. I don't think they have the passion like Amanda had. And I don't think they have the know-how like Ashworth had. Our club started going downhill with transfer market as soon as Amanda and Ashworth left this football club. I know Ashworth is a dirty git. What he did was terrible. But you can't deny how good he was at his job.
Very good.
Yeah. And the problem with Newcastle this season is, which is a great problem to have, we are shopping in a very small pool of players. These players are all turning heads at big, big clubs. We've lost players out to the whole, top five, and then Spurs decided to throw their name in the hat for Wissa as well. Now it was like, full house. There it is. All 6 of them are interested in our players. But if you think about it, 2 to Chelsea, 1 to Man City, 1 to Liverpool, and 1 to Man United. That's who we've lost all these players that we're going for to. And the main big reason is, apart from Man United, they can all almost guarantee Champions League football every season. Newcastle can't. We don't have that history yet. We've been in it. We were out of it. We're in it again. Will we be in it next year? We can't sit the player down and say, look at our rich history of Champions League runs in the Premier League, like Arsenal can, like Liverpool can, like Man City can. They're in it every season. We're not. So when you've got the likes of those clubs coming in for the same players you're going to, as a footballer, Gary, and I'm talking no black and white eyes on at all, if you're coming from France, Germany, Spain, let's face it, we're in 2025 now. Kids that were born in 2000 wouldn't have grown up, wouldn't have seen Newcastle play because we weren't in Europe. They're all fans of these clubs now. We've lost 20 years of potential fans because of how poorly our football club is run. So if you're now a fan of football from abroad, you're probably supporting City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man United still, Chelsea, because of what they've done in Europe. So if you're there, a player, you're 22, you've grown up watching the Premier League, and you've got Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Newcastle going for you, where are you going?
I think it's a mixture of a lot of things. Look, I'm going to get this out the way straight away. I think Sesko is a very, very good footballer. I'm not going to say he isn't because of where he's going. I think Eddie Howe could have done wonders for him.
Absolutely.
When I found out he was a Man United fan, which I didn't know, that's when I thought, yeah, that's when I was a bit like, The one thing I will say is, yeah, I agree with you, right? I'll take my glasses off, this, that, and the other. There are bigger clubs out there, more attractive clubs out there, 100%. Between us and Liverpool, you're picking Liverpool, especially abroad. You are picking Liverpool.
Yeah.
City's the same. City is a huge name around the world now.
Is now.
Yeah. But the one thing I will say is, I think it's starting to swing a bit. As ridiculous as this sounds, we've had a dog crap summer. I have had 50,000 meltdowns this summer. Like people wouldn't have a clue how many meltdowns I've had. It's just literally incredible. Anyway, but the one thing I will say is, it happened again today. A young under 15-year-old player turned multiple clubs down in the Premier League to sign for us. Liverpool.
This is a different conversation in a way, and it's a great one because we've got our youngsters and our development side of things right.
Yes.
But I'm talking about players who are now in that 21, 22, 23 bracket who are thinking, where's my big move? Well, these youngsters are thinking Newcastle probably got the best pathway to the first 11 than a Liverpool, Man City have, because they sort of sell on their young talent, don't they? Like Chelsea do as well.
I think what's happened is this will go into Sesko as well, what I'm going to say. Liverpool, we've just signed a kid from Liverpool who's refused to sign a contract at Liverpool, and he's just signed for us, for our young. This is a young, I think, I could be wrong, a young Liverpool lad leaving Liverpool to come to us. 5 years ago, Bobby Clark, 4 years ago, whatever it was, Bobby Clark was leaving us to go to Liverpool.
Yeah.
Alfie Harrison left City to come here. I think what's happened is it's starting to get round now that Newcastle is one of the best clubs to develop youngsters right now.
Yeah.
And they are, look, they'll not be coming in thinking I'm going to spend my whole career in Newcastle here. What they'll be doing is, and the agents will be doing this as well, they'll be looking, going, they could turn you into a good player, and you could get a Real Madrid when you're 23. That's what they'll be saying. And it's down to Eddie Howe. And I keep hearing Eddie Howe's not a big name, he can't attract the big players, this, that, and the other. Well, I tell you what, he can attract the young lads to come and develop them. Because that's what's in, because they have bought some quality. Sesko, do you know what it is? It frustrates us because I generally think he would have done better at us than he will at them. And that's what frustrates us about it.
I agree.
I get why he's gone to Man United, because if he's a Man United fan, what can he do? You don't know if that's going to come up again. But you know what it is? I'm gonna say this now. If we had, I can see it now, right? When Amanda Staveley was here, when Tonali signed and Bruno signed, they wouldn't have been 100% sold on Newcastle if I was one to play for Newcastle. She would have walked in and made the club look like $1 million, like billions and billions, whatever it is. She would have looked and went, "Come here. We'll turn you into this. We want to do this. We want to get here. We want to do this. We've got the best fans in the world. Eddie Howe's a brilliant manager." She would have been beaming talking to them. I can just see the lot now in charge. Well, we want to get there, you know what I mean? We're not there yet, but we hope to. You know what'll happen, guys. You know there'll be no enthusiasm at that.
Different, isn't it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because it won't be Eddie Howe doing everything because he's busy with the players. So you can see now going, well, we've just finished 5th and won a trophy. Next year, we'll want to get to number 4th. Maybe Champions League for the next year, and then hopefully we'll go this. She would have went, now we're going for the title in 2 years.
Yeah.
And they were sold on it. And I genuinely believe that, I'm not saying all of them, probably 3 of them, but I genuinely believe one of those players we made a bid for, if Amanda Slavery was at the club, she would have convinced them to come. One of them, because she would have done it. And the main reason we've been so terrible this summer and missed out on players like Sesko is because we haven't got a boardroom. We've got people promoting the club. And I think that's another way of it. Yeah, it's slowly getting there. What I'm sick of hearing is I'm sick of the media. TalkSport have been relentless this week. Absolutely.
Well, this brings me on to the next little point before you jump into it. So you've got all these fan bases and all these people on TalkSport and on other platforms as well saying, well, Newcastle are a big club. There was 5 conversations almost in the same day about saying whether Newcastle was a big club or not. The clue is in how many times you have to talk about it to try and put us down by saying we're not a big club. You're actually making us a bigger club because you're talking about us.
Yeah, because they're never out there. They're never, you know what it is? Newcastle have not been out the conversation all week.
Exactly.
And regardless of what anybody says, right? Right, why do Man United fan? Oh, you're not a big club. So what you commenting for?
Yeah.
Why are you so interested? Because you're riled up. That's why it's in you. You're riled up. You've got to comment and say Newcastle on a big club because it's getting at you. It's eating you away. I'm not like that. I couldn't really I never message anybody about another club or comment on another club because I don't really give a shit. Exactly. TalkSport have done nothing but talk about us for a week.
Yeah.
But we're not a big club, apparently. But that's all the boss they're talking about. I'm telling you now, big clubs make news. It's as simple as that.
Right.
They make news.
Just going to say, right, Amanda, yes, she didn't go bankrupt. The business she worked for, that was kind of under her, went bankrupt, which means she has a black mark against the name, which means she can't be in charge at a high position when Newcastle, where she's handling money. Doesn't mean she can't come back on as a PR person or in a high level area, but she's not in control of money. So people are saying that she can't come back. It's a load of rubbish. She can come back. She just can't have a certain role within the club. But it doesn't mean she can't be an advisor or someone like that. And I would love Amanda back at our football club. I really would. The other thing that really that gets me about not being a big club and all this sort of stuff, but if you actually look at this, Man City before their takeover had 2 league titles and 3 FA Cups. Chelsea before their takeover only had 1 league title and 3 FA Cups. So Newcastle, before either Man City, Chelsea or Newcastle were taken over, actually had 4 league titles and 6 FA Cups. Now, I know they were a long, long, long time ago, but it's history. Now, the problem that I've already mentioned about it, guys, is that football now has moved on so far. We're getting older. You know, clubs won't remember what Newcastle were like back in the 90s. You know, with the Kevin Keegan style and all this sort of stuff, the Bobby Robson style, because it was that long ago now. And all the kids that were born, you know, later on in life, who are now, you know, 15, 16 to 20, Newcastle weren't a club then, were they really? Even though we had all this, we did all this, it's the fact that we've lost generations, and that's the problem. And clubs have moved on so fast now. The Premier League's moved on. The money's moved on. It's just crazy. The other thing, though, this stat kind of blew my mind a little bit. These are all the players that have turned us down. Now, Kudus, I can't remember us going for Kudus, though, who went to Spurs. That's the only one I disagree with. I disagree with that one. But every other one of them, Ekiteke, Sesko, Houston, Mbeumo, Pedro, Gea. I mean, Gea's a weird one at the moment still. Delap, Trafford. I mean, Trafford agreed to come to us. But then because of the sell-on clause that Man City had, you know, they matched everything that Trafford wanted. He's obviously going to go back to City, isn't he? We caused our own problems with that one. But Kudus I don't agree with, but every single one of them I do. And it's a horrible list, isn't it?
Well, according to the club, Mark Douglas put this on the day. They've only had 4 rejections, according to the club. There's only 4 players that they have bid for this summer that have rejected. I know the 4.
There's a difference of like bidding, but there's also like, you know, we inquired about and then found out about how much they wanted, and the players have obviously said, the club said, look, he's actually going there. So we kind of are rejected, but not fully rejected, if that makes sense. Yeah.
But are you telling me that Man United have inquired about every player this summer that they wanted and they've all said yes?
No, of course they haven't.
No, of course they haven't. But Newcastle make news. They're not a big club, but they make news.
Exactly.
Every club in the world, apart from City, Tottenham. Don't see Tottenham fans going on about what much. The red 3, my God, they cannot stop. But it's like,
I tell you who else is worth. Fabrizio Romano and that Orenstein. My God, them two must be on the payroll when it comes
Romano's definitely on the payroll. You know, Man United fans are going to shoot this down, but when you watch what Romano does, right, he'll say, like, about a player like Wissa, he'll go, player close to Newcastle, deal terms agreed soon, right? When it's Man United, player close to Man United only choice, first number 1 choice. He'll build the club in a full paragraph.
Yeah.
And that paragraph will be missing for us because he's not on the payroll.
He's not bothered.
No, and then the minute Sesko deal was finished, he jumped on Isak again.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know who's on the payroll? It's Liverpool. I'd say it was stretch, it's Arsenal. But Man United and Liverpool are off the scale with him.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is?
Every hour almost. It's crazy.
Well, I'll tell you how crazy this is. You go through the Romano tweets. Have a look at how many times he mentions the biggest club in the world.
Yeah.
It's very rare. Go and have a look at the Real Madrid tweets. It's very rare he mentions Real Madrid. Why? Because they're not paying him.
Yeah, exactly.
Barcelona, right? But they aren't. And he never mentions them.
I love it. Right, let's have a little look at the memes. Oh, man, some good ones in here. Newcastle now the undateables. In football terms. I thought that was quite a funny one. This was probably my favourite one.
Well, that's how I felt this window, mate. Like, literally, God.
Let's give Dominic Calvert-Lewin a belt. I can see that potentially happening as well. I don't think it will. This was a good one as well. I'll sign someone. No, you won't.
There's been some corkers, like,
and this
you've
one,
got to laugh at them.
I thought of you straight away.
Yeah, but you know what it is? I mean, some of them are class, right?
Brilliant ones, but there's some bad ones as well.
Yeah, but I've seen some of the most calmest Newcastle accounts, calmest people in the world have been absolutely pulling their hair out this window. And I mean calm people who literally, like, look at things different. A lot of people, and even they are struggling. It's just, do you know what it is? You could say we've just, like, tried to jump one step too high before we should have stayed at the step below for another year. I'm gonna say it now, right? Look, we've won our trophy. Yeah. Newcastle haven't got the squad to deal with this league this year, right? No doubt about it. I'm sorry, we are going to have to put the Carabao and the FA Cup on the back burner this year.
Oh, 100%. Just want to stop you very quickly because we've just had a free kick. And I think we've seen our set-piece coach in action.
Because it went in, did it?
No, it didn't go in, but it was a lovely free kick. It looked like it was about 35 yards out. Murphy was going to hit it. He rolls the ball backwards. Targett clips it to the back post, and there was Shaw to have a shot, and the keeper saved it. But it was like well worked.
Yeah.
And no one was marking Shaw either. So very, very good. Hopefully that's our set-piece coach doing some graft at last, because we've all been wanting, haven't we?
Just need a striker, didn't we?
Yeah.
It would help, wouldn't it?
This is the other thing that's really winding me up before we get on to targets, and I've even changed my name on Twitter because of it.
Yeah.
PIF need to stop funding our competitors when it comes to buying players. Now, I understand their league is very important to them and they want the best players, but not all the best old players are in the Premier League. Why don't you go out and buy players from Germany, Spain, Italy, Holland? Go and get players who will go to Saudi and who are very, very good players, even great players. Stop funding the Premier League until they change the rules. If they stop buying the players and refuse to buy them, and the clubs like Man United, who have got aging players who will be able to sell them, Villa potentially, Chelsea, of course, Liverpool have got aging players who, like Salah, like Van Dijk, who might want a big payday for a year or 2 years, but Saudis end up paying a big price for them, even though they shouldn't. They need to start being clever and saying, we ain't going to buy your players anymore in this league until you actually change the ATP rules or PSR rules and allow us to fund the club that we have in that league. Is that not just a sensible thing to do?
Yeah, it is. I've got a theory on it.
Go on.
I get they want to get the league bigger. I fully understand it. Look, when I see, it's what annoys me when I see links to our players leaving or anything like that, and they're funding the team who want our players. They're funding them, i.e. Darwin Núñez and things like that. This annoys the hell out of me. I mean, I saw links to Wissa the day as well with Saudi, and I'm thinking, will you just off? Like, it's like, but yeah, I get they want to get the league better and all that, but yeah, it is really annoying. I'm not going to lie.
So many this is players in other clubs, though, isn't there? Like in Italy,
there's loads
crying out for money, aren't there?
I mean, Serie A, right, have got a money problem, right? Whereas they sell players for cheap. Right, Theo Hernandez went to Saudi for about £25 million. This is Theo Hernandez coming off the back of one bad season.
Yeah,
2 years ago, he was one of the best left backs in the world. When we watched him play, he was absolutely unreal.
Yeah,
he had one bad season because the whole of Milan had a bad season. The whole team did. But why did they can buy Lautaro Martinez at Inter Milan? That'll transform your league. But it never. Yeah, I agree with you. It's like it never enters. My theory is, I don't know if it's a good thing or not. It could be absolute tripe.
Go on.
But I've got a feeling that we haven't heard the last of the Super League either. I think that's going to rear its ugly head in the next 2 years. And I think Newcastle are trying to get a seat at the table by being a bit nicey with the so-called top six. Because there's no doubt in my mind that if a Super League appears again, as much as we disagree with it, and Man United fans are going to come out and go, you're not a big club, this and the other. But the Super League is a money-making scam, and they're going to want the richest owners around in it. Simple as that. So I think that might be part of the thing. Yeah, we'll sponsor your football stadium, but we want a little bit of help with certain rules or certain things in a couple of years' time, or we'd like a seat at this table, blah, blah, blah. It's like that being nice, too nice. You know what I mean? Whereas I keep hearing Newcastle, I mean, for years now, accounts have been saying, it's time when Newcastle are tear the Premier League to court. Had enough of this PSR thing. They are not taking the Premier League to court.
it is a goal. The high press has worked and Jacob Murphy has scored 2-1.
I'm glad because he was shocking in the first half.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
He made some lovely runs, but his final ball was absolutely bloody hopeless. But I'm glad.
Absolutely comical from their goalkeeper, though, trying to play out when there was like 4 Newcastle players inside the box.
Yeah.
And it's fallen to Murphy, and he's smashed it in with his left foot into the bottom right-hand corner, in off the post. Keeper stood, no chance. But there we go. Here it is. It's a goal kick. 1 goes in, 2 goes in, 3. There's like 4 players, and just surrounded them. Bad pass out, and then good finish. I don't understand goalkeepers and defenders who try to play out when literally everyone's waiting. It's crazy.
You can't do that against Newcastle, especially at St James's. They're too good at it.
So we're going to roll in who we would like to sign in latest rumours all into one because we are running out of time. Obviously, it's been a great conversation so far, but who would you like us to sign? Like, if we could.
Oh God. Right. I'll say the positions, and then I'll say who I want to sign from them positions. But I'll try and keep it realistic. And then I'm going to throw one. I'm going to throw one out there because I think it's been that bad from Newcastle this summer. I think they need a statement. I think they need to do something to get the rest of the world going. Aye. Well, yeah. They definitely need a right centre back. I'm not going to lie. I'm not convinced on Malik Chow.
Are you not?
Nah, I'm not. I hope I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard he's very good, and I've heard he'll get eaten alive in the Premier League.
The funny thing is, because I've heard all this as well, and then Milan obviously tried to sell him to Como. How many times? 5 times?
Yeah.
I kept on refusing them. And now we're interested in them. The manager's come out and said, oh, no, I want to keep him.
Yeah. He didn't have if you look, I can't say I'm fully up on this guy. I've saw him a little bit. He stats-wise, he didn't have the greatest season last season, but nobody in Milan did anyway. They had a very poor season.
Yeah.
For me, this is the way I look at that deal. I think 5 weeks ago, if we were fully interested in this bloke, we would have got him before Como did at that, and we didn't. So I think somebody else who we were interested in disappeared. Who would I sign? Jesus. Obviously, there's going to be names out there that people don't know. I don't know if it can happen. People will disagree. I would still sign Marky Heaney.
Yeah,
that's who I prefer. Scalvini's a good player, but you just don't know. He's had some horrendous injuries, and we've got a centre back at the minute who cannot stay fit. We need somebody who is regular, and I'd still try for Marky Heaney. Liverpool obviously need to keep some money back just in case Isak happens, so I would just go for it. See what happens. They haven't bid for him this summer, so we need somebody to replace Shaw who can play like Fabian Shaw, and he can. So that's who my centre back would be. My striker, I'm not even going to pronounce the name. I want Samu from Porto.
Oh, yeah.
I've decided to look in on him. I decided to watch him, and he's
months ago.
Yeah, didn't know a great deal about him. But after watching him, there's still improvements to make. But Eddie's very good at that. He's still needs to include sort his first touch out a little bit like that. But I tell you what, if there's one player that bloke reminds me of, it's Didier Drogba.
Yeah.
And that for me is enough to have a gamble. I didn't want Nicholas Jackson. Please God, no.
No, I don't.
No, I don't want. Who was the other one?
Manu.
I wouldn't have minded him, but apparently it's rubbish. So
Ramos,
I can't say that one.
PSG.
Ramos, I would have had him 2 years ago, but it's just. But what can you say? I mean, Ekitike had a bad time at PSG, so it's like there's still something there. I would pick Ramos. So I'm back and forth whether it's Strand Larson. I don't know. Sometime one day I wake up and I kind of didn't want him. The next time I wake up and I can, maybe he's got something. Who else did we get linked to the day? There was Palbades and people like that.
That Mold, is it Mold or whatever he's called in Germany? I can't pronounce his name.
Oh, Voltamida or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, until the under-21 tournament, I hadn't seen the bloke play.
Samu.
But I find it funny how Bayern Munich didn't make get the deal done. Young German striker. Yeah, when Bayern don't buy you, there's something.
Yeah.
But I would pick the guy from Portugal and develop him.
Kenneth Taylor, Ajax.
I don't know 100% about him.
I don't know
anything about him. His stats are very impressive for a midfielder. Very impressive. You've got to bear in mind he plays in the Dutch league and he plays for Ajax, right? But I don't know a great deal about him. But from what I've heard, he would fit into Newcastle like a glove. So that is possibly one name. I like that Amari Richardson in Italy. Yes. You've seen now, like this bloke, he's about 6'7", but he moves so quick, so skillful, strong. I think that's a player that we could develop. But you know who I want?
Go on.
I want Lucas Paqueta.
Yeah, Paqueta's one that's, but again, Man City, I've also read, might go back in for him.
I don't see where he goes in Man City right now. They've signed a lot of midfielders recently. I don't see where he fits. And I think, you know what it is? I think Paqueta, I think we can persuade him because we've got players that can persuade him.
Yeah, Bruno.
And Bruno, Joe Linton, you name it. Bruno's his best mate, or one of them. He can persuade him.
Yeah.
He can persuade him to come. So I wanted Paqueta 2 years ago before he went to West Ham. Now he's got Premier League experience, so you know Eddie Howe will be interested. Hopefully his whole thing's sorted out now. I have heard that he might still get about a 7-game ban, which could make it difficult. But
he's been found not guilty. I don't get it.
I came from a West Ham fan. That I'm not quite sure, but we need a skillful player who can unlock defenses, and I've watched Paqueta do it a few times. So I would pick Lucas Paqueta, Mark Guéhi, and the guy from Porto.
Worth a bet. I love it. Going back, Isak Moran is the guy from Liverpool.
Yes, that's him. Just signed today, I think, or yesterday, or on the verge of signing. To add to the list of, because we've got some, under the age of 16, we've got some incredible talent coming through. Like, ridiculous. Some players that are literally going to be pushing the first team in 2 years' time. They're that good. I still, on the rest of the signings, I still think we're missing something. Like, if Lewis Hall gets injured, we've got Matt Targett. And
we've got Tino as well.
Yeah, I know. But the problem is, you've got to move Tino over, then you've got to pray Trippier, and then I wouldn't mind a backup, competent left back. Somebody who can do a job if Lewis Hall can't play. And I don't think they're going to do it, but that's what I would pick. And I did say at the start who my out of the way player was. Look, it's not going to happen, but Julian Alvarez.
Julian Alvarez, yeah. Yeah, his name's been mentioned a few times. I think you mentioned it a few times as well.
Look, I looked at Martinez as well, but you're talking about Inter Milan here, and that bloke's on about 300k a week. Julian Alvarez is on about 110k a week, so he is definitely in our wage bracket. But he would cost a fortune. But it's a statement. And you don't know if he'd want to come. He's only went to Madrid not long. So, but he's got Premier League experience, which Eddie Howe loves. So,
That's it is a cracking shout, to be fair, for him. Watkins is the other one that everyone keeps on mentioning. I just don't see, for one, Villa selling him. And two, he's 30. And I know that sounds like, well, because when we're in different stages of our project now. If we'd signed Watkins potentially when we first took over at 30, you could understand. But now we're further down the line. Do we really want to sign two 30-year-olds in Wissa in Watkins? We don't, because you're going to have to replace both of them. You sign one of them and a younger player because then you only have to replace one of them down the line.
Yeah, 100%.
It's dead money with PSR as well, isn't it? That's the other thing.
Yeah. We can't buy two age strikers like that. Look, could Ollie Watkins 3 years ago have come in and replaced Isak?
Yes.
Is he as good? Yes. He's not as good as Isak, but Watkins would have scored us 20+ goals. He did, absolutely no doubt. And he can assist now. So I do rate Watkins. I think he's a top striker. Even now, I think he's a top striker. But because of this PSR nonsense, it makes no sense to us. We just can't do it. And it's so annoying. But 2 years ago, 100%.
Touch on that. I don't agree with what Wissa's doing or what he's done.
None
of us do. However, it's 2-2 now. However, it's very different circumstances. Wissa was told he could leave for a certain amount. He's in the last year of his contract, where Isak's got 3 years on his contract still. That's terrible defending. That's
going to be our problem. Sorry, I know I'm jumping in. That's going to be our problem this season, mate. Defending, where we haven't looked good in pre-season at all at the back. Anyway,
but Wissa, we've heard inklings, haven't we, that it should be done after the weekend, basically Monday morning, Monday afternoon. We should be saying that's it. Wissa's done. 35.
I feel sorry for Brentford. Sorry for Brentford because he's dropped them. I mean, regardless of what happened, right? He has done similar to Isak here. I don't care what anybody says. He refused to train. It's not good for me. You stick with that club. You do what you do at your football club, and you leave in a good way. So I don't agree what he's done. He wants to come here, fine, right? But do it the right way. Anyway, Downey, Pope, the whole lot have all said that they expect the deal to go very quickly because Brentford are getting their replacement in. Hold on. Breaking news. Yeah, Vissa's on his way for medical.
Yeah, that on Sky now.
It's flashing up on the bottom of me thing here that Vissa's, don't know how true it is, Vissa's on his way for medical. It's been done by Keith Downey. I'll get me a thing.
I agree with that one, Robbie. Brentford and Bournemouth are going to struggle. It's game over.
Well, Brentford have lost their 3 best players now, when Mbeumo, Norgard and him. So, mind, I mean, it's never going to happen in a million years, but I would have Nathan Collins at centre-back. I like him.
Yeah.
Like him a well. Right, so I'll just see if this is true.
We need him in before next week.
Yeah, because he'll start it, Phil. Because there's no bugger else. People are already saying that I haven't seen the goal. People are already saying Pope would have saved that.
I don't think it's the goalkeeper's fault. I don't think Pope would have saved it, to be honest with you.
To be honest, didn't start me with Pope because
let's see what else has happened. Newcastle are working on Malik Chow. They have been in. Oh God, I think Malik Chow happens. To be honest with you, I really do.
Yeah, I'm just not convinced on it. Hold on now.
Have you lost how to unmute your TV?
Yeah. I'm sure it's scraped up. I haven't got Sky Sports on. I'm sure it's just come up on the thing there. Medical. Fucking hell, man. Honestly, I'm seeing things. Because I'm not seeing anything on here.
Transfer Centre live. Let's have a look. No, 21 minutes past 8. Johan Wissa play for move continues. Newcastle ready to move quickly.
It just when it flashed out long, it said medical Wissa Keith Downey, and I thought, oh,
should we have a look?
Obviously, I can't check my Twitter account because
you're on your phone.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at Keith Downey's then. See if there's anything on there. Not yet. Not yet. I've tweeted it out.
Not yet.
I've tweeted it out just to say that's moving fast. I'm blaming you if it goes wrong.
But I'd be shocked if that deal doesn't happen. I think it's probably closer than Malik Chow. I like Wissa. I think he's a good player. He wouldn't have been one of my choices at the beginning, but at least the bloke can hit the back of the net, that's for sure.
For a Wilson replacement at 35 million, he scored 19 goals, non-penalty kicks. I think it's a fantastic signing.
It's a good signing. It's not what I would have picked when we'd just beat Everton. He's definitely not a name I would have said, yeah, I want going out and get you on Wissa, but there's no denying the bloke knows how to hit the back of the net, and he's a good player. No doubt about it. And he's definitely a Callum Wilson upgrade. Look, not Callum Wilson in his prime. I mean, he's definitely a Callum Wilson upgrade now.
Well, he scored more goals than Callum Wilson's ever scored in a season.
Yeah.
And he's played more goals than Callum Wilson's ever played in a season.
Yeah, probably. But he's obviously he's going to be away from the AFCON. So Wissa was an important signing for me because of the Isak situation. That's the big one. Because Vissa's away in January, whenever it is. He's going to miss 6 games or something, I don't know. Whatever it is. And we're going to need we're going to need the main striker in by then, whether it's Isak or whether it's somebody else. That needs sorted. But it's a good. We need players in. And
5 is the word. 5 in total. So we've got 2. We need 3 more. Potentially, we need 5 from now.
Yeah.
5 in total.
Eddie Howe said any player that leaves this football club needs replacing. So Sean Longstaff needs replacing. That's come from the manager's mouth. I think he's right now.
He does.
I mean, you've literally got Lewis May.
So Willock's injured. So you literally have 4 midfielders at the moment, 4 centre midfielders.
Yeah. And one of them's an 18-year-old lad.
Unless he's going to play Lewis Hall there, potentially, which he did play today. He played him in the first half in midfield.
There's why I was on about a fullback now, because he's trying Lewis Hall in midfield. Yeah, it's just they need a midfielder. I said this freaking at the end of May. I said they needed a midfielder, and I stand by it. They need a midfielder. They can't go into next season with them 3 and Lewis Hall.
Well, what's your thoughts on Gallagher? Because Gallagher, for me, Gallagher is not. I don't think Gallagher's good enough. I know he's had a decent season at Atletico Madrid. He's done all right, but he's not a goal-scoring midfielder, and that's what we're missing. No. Missing a midfielder who can unlock doors. We don't need a defensive midfielder. We don't need another Conor Gallagher because we've got Bruno and Tonali who play that role so well. The thing we're missing is someone like a Paqueta.
Yeah, I like Gallagher. I don't think he's out special. I think he's an upgrade on Joe Willock and Sean Longstaff right now. I do. He's done bloody well at Madrid and that, but I don't know. I think you're right. I think we need somebody who's a bit more attack minded because I think
I like Margot Robbie, but it's never going to happen. I intend to like him. I mean, we all like something, but it's not going to happen.
I mean, I like players, but there's certain players I like, but I wouldn't have them at Newcastle right now. It's like
that would be a great end to the window.
Yeah, I can put up with Joe with them three. Look, I hope Joe proves me wrong. I'll be the first to hold my hands up. I'm just not convinced on it. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope.
It's one of those ones, isn't it? Because we all say about Jackson as well, he's not good enough and all that sort of stuff. But how do we know they're not good enough until Eddie Howe gets a chance to coach them?
I have no idea, but I do. It's not just Jackson's a bit. Look, Jackson can hit the back of the net. I'm not saying he can't.
It's his attitude.
I watched that bloke completely drop his team in at St. James's in April.
Yeah, that's a disciplinary record.
The bloke cannot stay on side. He cannot stay on side. And we've got pacey winger. We need somebody who can stay on side, and he can't bloody do it. Finds it physically impossible. And the price for me. The price getting quoted. Definitely even gambling.
I've seen loads of different prices. I've seen 50, I've seen 60, I've seen 80. God knows what the actual price is.
I don't think look, this is Nicholas Jackson for me, an Eddie Howe player that's gonna come in and be an absolute brilliant addition to the change room. I just don't see it. Honestly, I think he's a look. I still find this weird, right? We want to Pedro and Delap, right? Chelsea want to give us the bloke that they don't deem good enough for the first two targets that we originally wanted, and want to give us to us for £70-odd million.
Oh, it's crazy.
Absolutely not getting the bin. I don't want him.
Did they buy him for 25-30 million or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. He's
McAtee's a good shot, by the way.
Yeah, that's what But
he's more of a development player, isn't he? Than
do you know what it is? And I think you know how players can change positions.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if there's a player right now who.
That's another great shout.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I said the other day. They're both at the AFCON. That would be absolute lunatic. It's only one of them, and it's Wissa. Vissa's coming in, so Jackson's not coming. I'm wondering if Tyler Diblin can be played in midfield.
He can. He can play in centre midfield and on the right wing.
Well, I would put the extra 20 million towards Tyler Diblin over McAtee, and I think Tyler Diblin might end up being the better player of the two.
Yeah, I'm not sold on Desai either from Chelsea. I'm not sold on any Chelsea players that are up for sale, to be honest with you.
I would rather have Malik Chow than Desai.
2 years ago, and Cuckoo was someone that we both were like, get him, but not pulled any trees up, has he?
No. If you know what it is, if I was going to have one defender from Chelsea, I would pick Chalobah. As ridiculous as that sounds, I think he looked good at Palace, and I thought he looked good at Chelsea at stages. But Adebayo, he turned with doing the first time. Whatever.
He's another we mentioned 3 weeks ago, I think. Coventry midfielder. Had a great season for Coventry in the Championship. Could he make the step up? Can't see why not, but he needs to make it now because I think he's 23, 24.
Yeah. Chelsea very rarely get rid of a player that is going to go to another team and turn into an absolute world beater. It has happened before, right? But it's very rare it happens.
Big one.
Yeah. And it's if they're getting rid of a player, they're getting rid of him because they don't deem him anywhere near good enough for them.
Yeah.
Now, we're supposed to be on the same length as Chelsea. I mean, we're clearly not money-wise, right? Well, but like PSR money-wise, we're not. But it's, I don't know. I'm just, I'm always funny taking Chelsea players. Liverpool's different. I think Liverpool have got some players that I would definitely have. City, same. Arsenal, no. Man United, no. But no, I didn't want Dazarsi. Dazarsi was terrible. Ganas Villa fans, they'll tell you about him and that. He was called Disaster for a reason. Honestly, it's like you didn't want him. I'd put it this way, give me Malik show. I've just been saying I'm not sure on him. But I hope I'm wrong about you. I really do. I hope he's an absolute quality player. If we get him.
Yeah. Your stress must be fine. I love it. So apparently Rodon is 25. I thought he was 23, 24. So he needs to make the move to the Premier League now then if he's going to do it. Because I think he's not going to get a bigger move.
Look, I'm all for getting championship players. I am. I think there's some hidden gems in there. We got offered Adam Wharton. We didn't take it at 20-odd million. We should have bloody taken it. And there's some gems in there. But the one thing I'll say about him was he was shite against the Magpies. Shite. When City currently needed him in playoff semi-finals, he didn't turn up.
Yeah.
And no, I think he scored one, right? But apart from that, he was poor in both games. But people will tell you he's the best player in the championship. So,
yeah.
Who knows?
Rodoni is 24, just turned 24 as well, 14th of June. So, yeah.
Personally, we're going to win. We're Champions League season, and I don't think a player. I've listened to Coventry fans, and they were commenting on him, and they said that he's a great player, but he is not ready for Newcastle and Champions League football. This is coming from Coventry fans. They see he's nowhere near ready.
Makes sense.
So there you go.
Harvey Elliott is a good shout. We would take him. We would take 150 million off Liverpool for Isak, and then we would buy Elliott back for like 40, 50 million.
I'm amazed Liverpool haven't offered that. I'm shocked Liverpool haven't offered him.
Van Hecke's another great shout. We spoke about him a while ago when we were after Pedro, but we knew both of them were done because they don't like each other. Now Pedro's gone to Chelsea. Van Hecke would be a quality signing for us. I just don't see Brighton. Brighton are a hard club to do business with. Yeah,
they're very good, Brighton. They get... I mean, Man United are linked with Baleba now, and Brighton have said 105 million.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It's like,
this is it. Brighton sell Caicedo for 105 million, and people look at us and go, you can't ask for 150 million for Isak. Liverpool sold Coutinho for 130 million.
Look,
at the same time that we're trying to sell Isak. So why is Isak not worth 150 million? I don't get it. Liverpool
have only got themselves to blame because they inflated the market this summer by paying 150 million for this. So they've got nobody to blame but themselves, right? When it comes to Alexander Isak. And they had the nerve to throw in a bid weaker than Virtus.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, look, Virtus is a quality player. Like, I'd love him in Newcastle, right? But you're talking about a guy who's coming in the Premier League. Isak's established Premier League player now. He's a striker. Strikers are more expensive. And it's... Look, does Isak guarantee you the title next season? I think he does, right? I think he wins you. I think you are guaranteed the title if you buy that man. So you need to spend 150 million.
Yeah.
So if you want the title that desperately, if you want to beat City and Arsenal and Chelsea next year, that's what you've got to do.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised Liverpool haven't offered players as part of some. Because I have no doubt in my mind Eddie Howe would be interested in Harvey Elliott. Absolutely no doubt. I think he would be interested in Curtis Jones. I think there's plenty of players out there that would interest Eddie Howe.
Yeah, I like that. Just keep moving the goalposts. That's what everyone else does to us.
I'd like to say one thing as well. You might not like him. Simon Jordan this week has been absolutely superb for us.
See, with me, with Simon Jordan, we have a love-hate relationship because sometimes I love him and sometimes I just want to bash his face in.
Yeah, this week, Baz, he has been incredible defending us this week.
Yeah,
he's called Liverpool Arsos, Isak and Naka. The whole Newcastle have got every right to ask for as much money as they want.
I love it.
He's been that good this week. Ring him up and ask him if he wants to be DUF. Because that's what he's talking about. It's like, no, he's been quality this week. Him like defended with all week.
Fantastic. I love it. Hey, guys, don't forget about Diet Crow, 20% off, Baz20. Link is in the description. Don't forget about Geordie Land Experience as well. If you're outside of the UK or even outside of Newcastle, you want to learn about the history, get in touch with these guys. Links in the description and have a tour. So amazing stuff from them, I promise you. Our charity game was done on Sunday. I am still hurting. I'm not going to lie. I really am. And we raised $2,500, which was not bad.
Very good.
So yeah, so that flew by. And next year we're going to be doing it different, but I'll let you all know what's going on with that when I get a chance to sit down with Benfield again and sort it all out. Jordan changed his tune after Eddie did Jordan's podcast. Yeah, that's actually true a little bit. He did start changing his tune. He's still always sometimes against us, and a lot of times he's with us. See, I think he's become more of a rounded person when it comes to Newcastle United now.
You can clearly tell he used to own a football club that was getting a lot of shit from bigger clubs because he doesn't like it. Yeah. He doesn't like it when players are saying they want to move here and they're not happy here. And when he says, well, did Newcastle force you to sign that 5-year deal?
Yeah, exactly.
He said you and your agent should have sat down and read the contract a bit better than. That's what he said. He said you should have put a release clause in if you were that desperate to get away 2 years later. He says it's up to Newcastle what they do, Alexander Isak. He says it's not his choice. And I thought, bloody hell, this is strong words. So, and I thought, and he went, Liverpool should just have to pay the money.
Am I alone thinking that other clubs are letting Newcastle negotiate a price with clubs for players while they go straight to the player then jump in with a bid for the price we agree? Yeah, it feels like someone's copying our homework. It really does at times. Simon Jordan said we should take the Reds for as much as we can get. Exactly. Stansfield, he's not good enough. Thank you, Eddie, for the $5 super chat. It's absolutely amazing. That'll go into the pot to try and get us some money to come on the show. I hope.
Do you know what Stansfield is, right? Stansfield is he's not as good as this bloke, right? But this is an example. Dwight Gill, David Kelly, Gavin Peacock, brilliant in the Championship. Next step up, just nah. And that's what he is. He's a very, very top Championship player. Yeah. Well, he'll never make it in the Premier League.
No, definitely not. Definitely not good enough. He's doing the right things at Birmingham to get them back into, the big. Simon Jordan looked like he got glasses off. His nose would come off with. Let's stop picking on the way he looks. Just listen to him talk. Sometimes he's good. Sometimes he's an ass. He does get into Eddie. What's he called? Eddie Boxing.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I mean, Stansfield has scored tonight.
Has he? Oh,
yeah. Championship first game of the season. 1-0.
Brilliant. Great Championship player, I agree. Right, guys, that's the end of the show for us. Sunday, I will be live with the amazing Elton Wellsbury, Everton fan, Martin, Man City fan, Sean, Villa fan, waiting on a Tottenham and Arsenal fan. We're going to be discussing the Premier League ahead. It's going to be an hour-and-a-half show starting at 7:30, and we're going to go through as much as we can about what's gone on and give our thoughts of the season ahead. And then on Monday, we've got Graham Bailey coming on. I know he's not everyone's favourite person. He's a Middlesbrough fan. But again, it's great to have somebody who's got a big following. He's a proper reporter, whether you like him or not. And we will be donating money to his chosen charity for him doing that as well. So that'll be Monday night at 8:15. And on Tuesday night, we're trying to arrange our very first cross-channel show with Martin from Mancunian Way. It'll be the Oil Brothers. Keep an eye out for it. We've got to stick together because let's face it, everyone hates us and hates Man City, don't they, really? So there we go.
Oh, yeah. But not very well. Man City, the not very big club.
Yeah.
Still. Do you know what it is? I love it when people come out and go and City on a big club.
I know.
They're still trying it. Even now that like the most right now, nobody generates more money in the world than Manchester City, but not a big club.
It'll be a big foggy. I love it. So yes, I'm at the match tomorrow with my little boy. I'll see Super Fan down. We'll try and get some TikTok videos out and stuff like that. But until Sunday night, take care till then. And thanks, guys. As always, great show. Great show. Take care, everyone.